On behalf of the government and people of Antigua and Barbuda, it is an honor to address the 32nd session of this assembly. First, it is with great pleasure that we welcome the Republic of Botswana as the 175th member state of this august body. We would like to recognize and applaud the IMO on taking steps to ensure that despite the debilitating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on operational efficiency, work continued to ensure that the critical issues were still addressed in a timely manner. As an archipelagic state located within a regional archipelago, we are particularly pleased that the organization was able to approve model regulations on domestic ferry safety for adoption at MAC 105. Antigua and Barbuda welcomes the framework provisions and will certainly incorporate them in our national laws. We congratulate the IMO on a successful World Maritime Day 2021, drawing global attention to the importance of seafarers by exploring the theme Seafarers at the Core of Shipping's Future, which highlights the invaluable role they play in what is the lifeblood of global trade. We applaud the efforts made to use this theme as a predicate to highlight the human element of shipping to include safety, security, and seafarers' well-being on board ships. Notwithstanding the COVID restrictions, we were delighted to have executed a parallel event through a series of public and private sector articles in the local newspapers and televised interviews to sensitize the public to this important issue. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply mindful of the plight of several nations struggling to come to terms with either actual disasters or impending catastrophes because of climate change, now considered to be the greatest existential threat to mankind. We acknowledge and commend the IMO on the initiatives undertaken thus far to reduce greenhouse gases and its representation at COP26. However, as the organization reacts to calls to accelerate decarbonization in the shipping industry and considers possible modifications to its greenhouse gas emissions strategy, we ask that the plight of SIDS remain front and center in all deliberations. Antigua and Barbuda continues to embrace the realization of the IMO goals through coordination and cooperation, leveraging on our collaboration with Norway and the IMO that produced the IMO generic maritime single window system. We continue to provide in-kind support through the IMO to introduce this system to other SIDS, a manifestation of our commitment to the facilitation of maritime traffic. Regionally, we are collaborating with CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, which coordinates advanced passenger and cargo clearance from member states to optimize ship clearance by having a one-stop shop where all commercial vessels, irrespective of the port to be visited within the community, submit one set of documents through that agency. Mr. President, with respect to IMO Council reform, we are encouraged by the progress being made and iterate our belief that to yield significant benefits, even though the most basic reform option that is rooted in the principle of proportionality would ensure inclusive representation of all member states. We must accept that there are 58 recognized SIDS, approximately 30% of the agreed 194 states in existence, which means that we need to apply innovative reform measures to ensure that the SIDS' unique interests are fully represented. Mindful of the nature of the existing three-tier system, the consideration of a formula that reserves a certain number of seats for SIDS in Category C would be a plausible approach to a viable solution. In closing, we encourage the IMO to preserve the spirit of collaboration and consensus in the realization of our collective goals for safe and secure shipping in a clean and sustainable environment. Thank you.